My name is Joanne. My trail name is Judge, and this is my story of my PCT adventure through the state of Oregon in the summer of 2022. I'm making this video mostly so I can help remember this incredible journey. Looking back now, I don't really remember the miles that I did, or the places I camped, or even some of the sights that I saw. But what I really remember are the people that I met and the fun and the laughter that I had with these people. So on July 2nd, my wonderful husband drove me to Grants Pass, Oregon, and then all the way to the border. He walked with me for the first section, and then I was off. Mile 0, I just was at the Washington-Oregon border, and now Eric and I are hiking back to my car, to his car, our car, to get my backpack and continue on. I saw very few people in the first section, but just enjoyed the scenery and had to pinch myself to realize that this was really real. I was really on the PCT. These very interesting plants growing on other plants. I recall sometime someone saying that was mistletoe. If so, that's pretty cool. Good morning. It's start of day 2. I didn't film much yesterday or talk much yesterday just because I was trying to not be on my phone all the time and trying to just get some miles in. Oh, my eyes are puffy. Anyways, I got to my intended campsite at 12.2 miles, but it was only 3 o'clock. And I just didn't feel like stopping that early. So I continued on, and I passed where I was intending on camping, like in another 2 miles. So I ended up going 16.5 miles yesterday. And I stayed at a shelter, a 3-sided shelter with a bunch of thru hikers. They all cowboy camped. But I didn't really feel like sleeping on the ground next to a bunch of strangers. So I pitched my tent. I didn't sleep so well. The first night is always kind of hard sleeping for me. But I was so tired and my hips kind of ached. The 16 miles I think was a good first day for me. Today I'm going about 10 into Callahan's Lodge. The first day was great. A lot of varied terrain in and out of woods into some open meadows. Some kind of peekaboo views of Mount Shasta. But it was sort of partially cloudy, which was nice because I wasn't in the sun. But it didn't give me the epic views I was hoping for. And then last night it rained all night. So I have a wet tent that I have to dry out at some point. And this morning, it's not raining currently, but I'm basically in the clouds. So hopefully, as I go down, everything from here is pretty much down. I'm going up right now, of course, which is why I'm breathing hard. But I'm just going to take it slow. And I cannot flippin' believe that I'm doing this. I feel like it's just a day hike and I'm going to be home tonight, but a month. So we'll see. And when right now, there's lots of horse poop on the trail, and I already missed my ponies. This is great. Great flat, well, not always flat, but smooth, sandy trail. Be perfect for a trail horse ride. So, not that I would drive Ripley all the way down here just to go on a little trail ride, but it would be fun to find something similar to this at home. So I've rambled on enough. I'm probably not going to film much because I'm going to just try to enjoy. Oh, we've got a big uphill, so I'm going to say goodbye. This is the most exciting thing that I've seen all day. Is this any view I might have. I took a shortcut down to Callahan's Lodge, where I spent the night in their little camping area in their parking lot. There weren't many people around since it was 4th of July and everyone was in Ashland, but I had some good food and some drinks before I made it back out on trail the next day. Newbie hiker mistake number 1 this morning. Don't drink coffee inside your tent. Day before I started, Ashland got pummeled with a huge thunderstorm. You can see lots of evidence of all the rain they got. But cloudy-ish now, but it's supposed to dry out. And I'm heading back under I-5 to go get the trail. Not all of the PCT is glorious mountainscapes. I'm right here. That is I-5. I have a mile road walk. But today I'm just sort of going through these grassy, open fields with, I think, what are oak trees. And it's lovely. It's easy terrain. So that's kind of fun. And it's only day 3 for me. I can't think that hiker hunger might be hitting me yet, but I'm like fantasizing and I can't stop thinking about things like Sour Patch Kids and what's for lunch and what's for dinner and yeah, I think I'll be eating well. Crazy hair, don't care. I saw all sides of Pilot Rock. Pilot Rock is a volcanic plug that sticks up high above the surrounding area and used to guide settlers through the area. That's Pilot Rock. I had lunch on the other side of it, and then we went under it, and then we went all the way through the woods and to here. And I think there's supposed to be a final view of Mount Shasta, but I think it's in the clouds. I won't get to see Mount Shasta. I took a half-mile side trip up to the very top of Hobart Bluff, where I spent my next night alone. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to get my tent stakes in since it was too rocky, but I managed. Okay, so I think this is where I'm going to try to sleep. It's right on the top of this bluff. It will be amazing. Only if it doesn't rain. I might try cowboy camping for the first time. First I'm going to set up my tent and just see if I can get some stakes in. If not, I might try Calvert camping. Had a delicious dinner of beans and rice, and then the clouds rolled in. The next morning, I woke up before sunrise to find myself above the clouds. Morning. It is the start of day 4. Last night I made the choice to go up on top of Hobart Bluff to camp. It was pretty rocky, but I was able to get my tent stakes in and then pile rocks all around it, and it held up great. And I made dinner and I was ready to sit and watch a beautiful sunset, and then the clouds rolled in. Wasn't windy, but it was just all night I was in a cloud, so it kind of reminded me of Goat Rocks. No view whatsoever. And the west side of the tent, just the inside started condensing and just dripping down on the inside. So I just opened up the doors. There were no bugs, so I didn't really need the doors to be on, and that worked really well. But in the morning, everything was wet, and I thought, oh gosh, it's gonna be a foggy, gross mess. But I woke up and it was beautiful, and I was above the clouds, and I slept good, and there was no mishaps this morning getting ready and getting out. So I'm on to Hyatt Lake, and I'm gonna kind of take a Nero. I should get there about noontime, and then take a shower and kind of dry everything out because everything's pretty wet. But last night was my first night camping all by myself. The only thing that was around was, in the morning, there were 2 little deer. But all by myself, and I wasn't even scared. I kind of felt like no animals would come way up there. Not much up there. It's like this high bluff that is all rocky and has 360 views. And finally got to see Mount Shasta. Saw the very tippy top of it. Had I not gone up there, I wouldn't have been able to see it. So that was a good thing. But that's my vid for today. In the distance there is Callahan's, and that's I-5, and that mountain with the little stripes on it is Mount Ashland. I went under that the other day, so I'm going to guess down there is Ashland. I've started to meet more thru hikers. So far I've met Cricket, Sherpa, Blueberry, Orange, and Tank Top. Later, at Hyatt Lake Campground, I would end up camping with Cricket. We also camped with several other thru hikers, but at this point, most of them are doing 30 miles a day, where I'm only averaging about 15. At Hyatt Lake Campground, I was able to take a shower, use flush toilets, and dry out my gear. Video diary from day, it's either 5 or 6, I think 5. So yesterday was a really hard day for me. I had this attitude that it was going to be an easy day because I was only going from Hobart Bluff to Hyatt Lake, and it was only just a little over 10 miles. But got to remember that 10 miles is still 10 miles. And I spent the entire day, well, there's a little campsite. Too bad it's only 9:30. Anyway, I spent the entire day looking at my phone. How much further? How much further? Everything hurt. My ankles hurt. My knees hurt. My hips hurt. My shoulders hurt. And I kept wanting to stop. And I kept thinking, I'm never going to get there. I'm never going to get there. And I ended up getting there at 1, set up my tent, and I crashed. I was shivering, so I might have had a little, I don't know, little fever. But I rested for a while, and then I feel so much better today. So today, I think it's a lot mental. Today, rather than saying I'm going to go from point A to point B, although I do sort of have a plan, I'm going to spend the day in the woods. And if I'm tired, I'm going to stop. And I'm going to stop until I'm not tired anymore, until I feel rested. And rather than going, oh, I'll take a rest in a mile. If I want to take a rest, I'm going to take a rest. And I'm just going to be out here. And I get where I get, even though I kind of have a plan. I'm just going to spend the day in the woods. And if it takes me till dark, it takes me till dark. So we'll see how that attitude helps me today. Because yesterday, whoosh, that was a bad one. Anyway, it's nice. Bye. Forest here smells so good. I can't describe it. I think it's the pine trees, but it doesn't smell like car freshener pine or cleaning solution pine. It's sweet, yet spicy. It's just really so nice. Today, I've come about 9 miles already, and I've decided that I'm going to stay here at that water source, that bridge, and that creek. And I'm just going to hang out for a while. I took off my shoes and socks, let my feet dry out, and I'm going to have a little lunch. Today we're having tortilla and tuna or chicken, kind of staple. And a little teeny piece of the chocolate that Eric got for me. And I'm going to rest, and then I think I'm going to go another 6 or so miles. But just living in the woods. It's pretty good. Starting to become a pain in the butt. Every 20 feet, there's a log to cross. I don't know if it's going to continue, but there's lots of down trees here, and I don't have a chainsaw. This was my campsite for the night, right near a piped spring. At this site, I met someone I would hike most of Oregon with. At first he went by Purist, but later changed to Alpine. here I began to encounter hiking through lava. This lava came from Brown Mountain. Later, I would hike through lots and lots of lava in the Sisters area. But at first, lava was a lot of fun. This is how I handle the sun in the lava fields. I just cover up. It's actually not too hot, but I'm keeping myself protected because it's bright sun. Just figured out that that is Mount McLaughlin. We are below right now, can't even tell, directly below Brown Mountain, which made, I think, all this lava, but that's Mount McLaughlin. I'm sitting in a field of lava. I just stopped because I felt a little hot spot on my foot and I have a teeny blister on the side of my heel, so I fixed that. I've learned the minute you feel something, you should stop. Don't just keep going. Fix it. And I'm also taking some ibuprofen because yesterday I took a first fall and I tweaked my knee, but I think I've figured out it might be like my hamstrings insertion because it doesn't hurt to weight bear, doesn't hurt to twist, but it hurts to lift my foot up kind of behind me, like when you're about to take your next step. So I'm going to call my friend Ashley and see what she says, but I do only have about 4 miles into Fish Lake, and so I'm just going to take a long day there of rest and then head out tomorrow. And Cricket joined me last night at the campsite, and I had an awesome night's sleep. I had dreams, and I didn't put my rain fly up, so if I did wake up, I'd look at the stars. I watched the sunset from my tent, and so as bad as day 4 was for me, day 6 was equally as great. And these lava fields are just fascinating, so it's making for really interesting hiking. So. Made it to the Fish Lake Junction. Fish Lake, 2 miles. Lake of the Woods, 6. Wow, it's a super highway. This is great since my knee is flippin' killing me. Wow, this trail. I finally heard an eeker. It's taken forever, but this field of lava has a couple eekers that are screaming. Love eekers. Fish Lake Resort was awesome. I had a shower, did laundry, had good food. I sat and talked with 3 amazing Navy men. I met my friend Lingo, Traveler, and Bubblehead at Fish Lake. We continued on for a lot of Oregon. I even got my first hitch right outside of Fish Lake. I was a little nervous to take a ride, but it turned out to be a thru hiker on his way to the Appalachian Trail. Such blue sky. Honey. This is a look. So attractive. Yesterday I hiked with Lingo and Traveler and Lucky. We kind of just sort of leapfrogged each other and then all camped past Christie Spring. We were planning on camping there, but the bugs were so bad that we found a place that they weren't bad, but they're bad this morning. So a fun thing this morning, I was awoken by a little deer right outside my door, and I don't think she realized there was a human inside the tent because she was getting very close and eating the bushes where I had relieved myself overnight. So I guess I'm happy that I was able to supply her with some salt, and she sat there for a good 15 minutes while I packed up. Then when I unzipped, she was very surprised to see me. I had to pause because I was coming up on a hiker and I didn't want him to see me talking to myself into my camera. So today we're going to try and go over Devil's Peak, which is the first snow we're going to encounter, and there's a steep descent that hopefully we'll be able to glissade. And so we're going to try to do that together. Unfortunately, Cricket and Purist didn't catch up, and I'm really sad about that because I missed them. But they're my first little tramley. I'm not sure how all this works, so hoping that like we'll cross paths again and hike together or camp together because I really liked them. So, but I have to remember I have to hike my own hike and not push myself to keep up with others or slow myself down for others. So kind of selfish, but it's kind of what you got to do. Looking at Mount McLaughlin, which is the one with snow right there, and then to the left of it is Brown Mountain, and that's the cinder cone that made all the lava that we walked through. Came from that little saddle, crossed one little patch of snow, and then down into the burn. Took about an hour nap before meeting my friends and heading up to Devil's Peak. Shasta, way in the distance. Brown, McLaughlin, and Klamath Lake. This is Devil's Peak, also known as
Fluffy Bunny Scamper.
Fluffy Bunny Scamper. And we came down that snow. Let's talk mosquitoes. So after Fish Lake, I realized what all the hype was about when people talked about Oregon having a lot of mosquitoes. So, learned a couple things. Oregon has quite a bit of dense forest around the 6,000 foot area. That's where they like to be. You might think camping next to a babbling brook or a pretty little pond or lake might be nice, but any sound that brook would make is drowned out by the incessant buzzing of these little bastards. I don't know God's plan for these things. I don't know how they benefit the earth. All they seem to do is bite you, suck your blood, and annoy the heck out of you. They swarm you if you stop. I think there's a hiker coming in. I'm talking to myself. Anyways, they swarm you if you stop, so it's hard to stop. This is the highest fashion statement. And there's also like a lot of dead ones in there, because if one flies in, then you just kill it inside. So everyone wears these lovely things. It's quite beautiful. The worst part is if you have to go to the bathroom. So Lucky just walked by, so I had to stop my video. What was I saying? Oh, the worst part is if you have to go to the bathroom. You take your pants down and suddenly 70 million of them are right there in your business. So I did learn something today. Really good thing. I have these wipes that they're actually bug repellent wipes. They have 30% DEET. So the new thing to do, drop your drawers, immediately wipe your butt and the back of your legs. Don't wipe your private areas. No. But wipe those areas and then you can do your business and they leave you alone. So that's been a good thing. And I'm also spraying my legs with more bug repellent, even though I'm wearing leggings and a sun shirt, so nothing's really exposed, but I still spray my clothes. So that is what's with mosquitoes. I do like it when you get up in elevation and there's a breeze. They're not there. So camping high and dry is the best place to camp, which means that you have to carry water to those places, but I'd rather have strong legs than bitten legs. So, and then this morning I sat in my tent and ate my breakfast and just would stick my hand out of the tent and stir my oatmeal and then bring it back in. So, you know, you got to get really comfortable inside your tent. So, but that's mosquitoes, and I guess that's part of the PCT. So that's my little spiel about mosquitoes. Okay, we are in a burn area and it's in the 80s. I ditched the bra, but wearing my sun shirt. It is black, but it's cools nicely. Whew, this is a long stretch of burn and hot and blah. So. Entering Crater Lake National Park. Could not have come at a better time. It's ripping hot today. I ran out of water, drinking water for today. I still have a liter, but I was saving that for cooking and tomorrow. But right when I thought it was so hot and I needed to stop, I found a little teeny patch of snow. So we now have snow in my headband and my bladder filled with snow. And so now I know I'm gonna have enough water to guzzle when I get to camp and enough to cook with. So they say the drill provides, and wow, I think it does. After meeting up with Traveler, Bubblehead, and Lingo, we decided to push on to Crater Lake rather than to camp in the burn area. Yeah. Okay, we made it to Crater Lake. Lingo and I are walking the road.
A long day.
Long day.